So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to figure out what goes together by circling the x squared and anything that comes before it. So that's step 1. Now we have a 6 minus 5 plus 3. What I always like to do is combine whatever's the same. So this is a positive and this is a positive. So I'm just going to cross it out and make it into a 9 minus 5. Does that make sense what I did? This is a positive number? Yeah. Okay. So it's 4x squared. And then I cross out what I already did. And now I'm going to figure out what the x's are. So I use a different symbol. I can use whatever I want. I'm going to use a rectangle. And I have a 3 and a 1. And my 3 is positive. So it's 3 minus 1 equals 2x. Now I'm going to combine these together. It's 4x squared plus 2x. Suppose they had in here plus 3 minus 5. Now I'd have a third term. So my first term is x squared. Then my second term is all the x's. Suppose I had numbers that were not x or anything. Now I can deal with those. So I'm going to make a different shape and I'm going to make sure that I get whatever is before the number. So I have a positive 3 and I have a negative 5. The biggest integer wins the sign. So my biggest integer is a 5. So my answer is going to be negative. I have a positive here. If there's nothing before it, it's a positive. And I have a negative. That means that I have to subtract my integers. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So then I would add that on the back. The order is always x squared, then your x's, then your numbers. If you have an x cubed, that would be first. So x cubed and then x squared and then your x's and then your numbers. That's always the order that you put it in. Now, I think what's messing you up, if you follow that and you categorize them into whatever all the x squares and then all the x's and then all the numbers, I think you're going to get it right. I think what's messing you up is not that part as much, but the negative and positive. So I'm going to go over all the negative and positive. Is that true? Do you think?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So if you have a negative 10 plus 3 minus 4, so let's say there's x's or no x's in front of it. We're just going to deal with the numbers and then you can apply it to whether it's x squared or whatever. So I have negative 10 plus 3 minus 4 minus 1 plus 4. So I'm going to group all the negatives together. So I have a negative 10, a negative 4, and a negative 1. That just helps me keep all the negatives together and then I can cross them out. And then I'm going to keep all the positives together. I have a plus 3 and a plus 4. So I could deal with them individually if I want. So the negative numbers are negative 10 and negative 4 and negative 1. Since they all are negative, my answer is going to be negative. And because all of them are negative, I'm going to add all the integers together. So biggest integer wins the sign. My answer is negative. And then all of these are negative, so I'm going to add the integers together. 10 plus 4 plus 1 is negative 15. And then this one, I have a positive 3 and a positive 4. My biggest integer is a 4, so my answer is going to be positive. And right before each of the numbers, I have a positive. So I'm going to add my integers together. So now I have negative 15 plus 7. Now what I can do is apply that same strategy. Biggest integer wins the sign. My biggest integer is 15. So my answer is going to be negative. And I have a negative and a positive. So I'm going to subtract to the integers. 15 minus 7 is 8. So my answer is negative 8.
Okay.
Okay, so negative 9 plus 3 minus 7 plus 8 minus 10. So I want you to do that same process. So what would you do first?
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by downstairs. -3 plus, or negative. You would first do, look at -9 and then +3, and then know that that would be 9876, and then -6. And then for my answer, I got -15.
Okay, so I'm going to do it. We have a negative, and a negative. So I have -9 minus 7 minus 10. Biggest integer wins the sign. My biggest integer is a 10. So my answer is going to be negative. And then I add the integers together. 10 plus 9 is 19, 26. So I have -26. And then I have a +3 and a +8. Biggest integer wins the sign. My biggest integer is an 8. So my answer is going to be positive. And because these are both positive, I add my integers together. My second step is now to combine this problem. -26 plus 11. Biggest integer wins the sign. My biggest integer is 26. So my answer is going to be negative. And I have a negative and a positive. So I'm going to subtract. So 26 minus 11 is -15.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Mm-hmm. I definitely get it more now. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else that you want me to go over before I end this video?
I don't think so. That was pretty much it.
Okay.